Hi people, I'm back. This is my 5th attempt at putting out a video tonight. I put a bunch out with no sound, interruptions, and just had to correct one last video. This is video number 5, and I'm trying hard. It's getting late. It's like 10 o'clock at night, and I'm tired. Anyway, what I got to talk to you about is two things. Well, three things actually. I was watching Steve's video tonight. It was about, when I seen it, it was about 10 hours old. And he's standing by a pile of trees out there out there on the mountain with big piles of trees leaning up against another tree. And I didn't even hear what he had to say on the video. I just seen this, and it just dawned on me. Remember I told you everybody that I had a Bigfoot, or not a Bigfoot, they had a dog man come through my property. And after he came through the property, a few days later, I'm out prowling around, just walking through the woods, and went up on the top tier of my property. There's like, my property sits like here, and I got a tier up here way back behind that, behind my house. Foot spent a lot of time up there. He used to throw rocks off there and acorns, all kind of stuff. It was fun. But anyway, up there they had a structure, and it'd been there for well over a year. And when I went up there, it was a few days after the dog man had been there, and I went up there, and the structure was torn down. It was gone, nothing left of it. I couldn't find another pieces with it. It was just gone. I thought that was real strange. And as I just happened to turn around and look, I have a whole tree. It was a fallen tree at one time, but I have a whole tree propped up against another tree, just like what I seen on the video with Steve tonight. And I don't know if that means that the dog man's around out there where Steve's at, but I did send him an email trying to tell him about it. I don't know if he has time to get into the email or not. And if he don't, maybe some of you viewers can say him to what I'm saying. Like, I'm no expert. I'm just telling you things that I have witnessed, and that was one of them. That doesn't look like anything a Bigfoot, a Sasquatch, or whatever you want to call it, would do. You know, I call them my critters, or my friends, or my critters. And anyway, I wanted to alert him to that, and see if he can check into it, see if any other people know about them being like that. I don't know, but that was one thing. The next thing, my viewers have asked me a couple different things. They wanted me to, they kept telling me about Scott Carpenter. They kept talking, and I think about Scott Carpenter, he's an astronaut, you know. So I took time to dig up Scott Carpenter. It come right up to the astronaut. So Sharon told me, this says, well, try Scott Carpenter with the Bigfoot thing. So I put in Scott Carpenter Bigfoot. It showed up, so I got to hear Scott Carpenter. And I was pretty much amazed because one of his videos, there's so much stuff that parallel with him and me that it's like right out of the same playbook. And kind of like with the stuff I have with Mike Patterson, a lot of my stuff's like what Mike Patterson's got. Anyway, I've never been able to contact Mike Patterson either. It's never happened. But anyhow, what I'm getting at is, if anybody out there knows how to get a hold, in fact, I emailed Steve and asked Steve, because on that Scott Carpenter's video, he said he is in contact with Steve. So I sent Steve an email and asked Steve to have him send me an email so I can get a hold of him. I really want to talk to him. So I ain't got that back yet, but if anybody out there knows how to get a hold of Scott Carpenter, to get a hold of me, let him know I want to talk to him, I appreciate it, because I don't know how to get a hold of him. So anyway, my next issue is, not an issue, but my next thing I want to talk about is, several people have told me on my comments I need to get a hold of Bigfoot Odyssey. Well, I've tried that a few years ago, and it just didn't work out. We never got to work it out. But anyway, he called me today and asked me if I want to be on the show. And I told him I'd have to wait and see. I have to make these arrangements with Sharon, because we have one horrendous busy schedule with just our lives. Just our lives keep us busy. But anyway, I told him I'd get back with him. I have to talk to Sharon, let her know what he has in mind. I don't even know. I'm going to hook her up to talk to him to see how the computer thing works, to do a show across the computers, and see what she thinks of doing it. That's, I don't really do much with this, none of these issues unless Sharon knows about it, because she's right involved with it with me. I'd be kind of lost if I had to do this all by myself. You wouldn't hear from me. I mean, I don't know these computers. Just like I had this problem here, she figured it out what it was, and it was really a strange thing. Somehow, now I don't mess with settings on a computer, but somehow my sound on my computer was shut off. And I kept making videos with no sound. I'm thinking it's the Logi that I'm on. I use Logi to make these videos. And man, something's wrong with the Logi, and I'm trying to find something on there to correct something. I can't find nothing, and Sharon couldn't find nothing. And finally, she just noticed that the sound on my computer was down. I don't do that. Like I said, this computer does a lot of things on its own that really mess me up. I'll be in the middle of making one of these, and it'll change pages on me, and I start over. I don't know what you see, I'm not touching the keys, the board, I'm not around it, but this thing will change on me. So that's just a problem for me I have to deal with. But anyway, the thing with the Bigfoot Odyssey, it's got to go. I got to get this work out with Sharon to do all this. I don't think she's against it or anything, but I don't know if she wants to work all this out and what's going on. I'm trying to get her to get on the show. If you do a show on Bigfoot Odyssey, I want her to get on it. I want her to get on any of our videos, and I ain't got there yet. But a lot of people like her when she gets on there. She's very interesting. She has a lot of interesting things to say. She can back up many things I say. She mentioned something to me tonight about, like I told you before, the things we've had him there all this time, and it was just a mundane thing for us to just, this is what they do. We're here every day doing something or whatever. I can't even put the stuff together or what day, what happened, in chronological time. I can't do that because it's just so much of it. And she just reminded me tonight about one time we had a log in front of down the driveway or something. I can't remember which one she was talking about. But anyway, it got moved. Something else. See, I told you guys about the pile of gravel I got, about half a ton of gravel. The Foots do things for you. They just flat do things for you if you're in with them like I am. That's what it is. And like Robin Lynn said, I'm part of their clan, and I feel that. So, I feel pain for them when I hear about bad things, people shoot them and stuff. It just makes my innards turn. It really does. It's there's no sense in it. Like Steve said, who wants to get rid of them and why? Well, this just fits into everything else. The government can't control them. I told everybody, CIA captured one. It went poof right in their little thing they have them corralled up in, and that's when they realized they can't deal with it. And I really think, I wasn't there, I don't know, I don't get too inquisitive with their business. But knowing what I know of them, I would imagine they've known what they was going to do, so one of them probably let himself get captured, just to show them just what he did. You can't hold me, I'm gone. That's my thought. And believe it or not, they do have comedy in their lives. They do things funny. I had a lot of funny things happen with Fuzzy when it was there. But anyway, I've had a good life with them. I'm really happy with it, and I still do. I know they things they do about when this thing with the Dogman came up from Gray Tall Cloud. I'm sorry, Gray Tall Cloud. When that come up, they were with me all the time. Before it'd be, maybe sometime in the day I'd get buzzed, I'd hear them, I'd go there and I'd talk to them, okay. And after maybe an hour or so, the buzz would go away. And then if I go to my shop, it's all built up or something. I go to my shop, and they're all there. But I got that today when I went to the shop. They were all piled up in the shop, and I hadn't heard a lot of them today. So whatever they got in mind, maybe the dog man problem might be over with. They might not be there no more. But the next video I do at my house is I don't know when I'm going to get there. There's so much stuff going on, and I hate being away from it because I need a hay baler to cut my grass by now. But the bottom line of it is, when I get there, I want for Mr. Tall Cloud, I'm going to do a video, and I'm going to scan all through around my trees and all through my forest, and I'll let him check it out if he wants to, if he can see any more of what's going on that I don't see. Hopefully there's nothing to be seen. Like I've heard of people being friendly with the dog man, but I've heard too many terrifying stories about the dog man where they've really ripped up people's houses trying to get in and all this kind of stuff. I listen to a lot of them stories on them shows. I don't follow researchers on these shows, because I live this. There's nothing them researchers can tell me, nothing that I don't feel or know, or and some of them have some weird ideas, and I'm not going to get no names or no nothing else. There's some of them shows on about it just really idiotic. But they're making money is what they're doing. I think I brought this up before where they've been here long before us. This land was their land before we ever was around. And everybody talks about all these tax problems and what's going on. As if anybody should be paying taxes to anybody. We should be paying taxes to the Foots. They're here before us by birthright, But that's not an issue I really want to get into, But they do need to be respected, I think that's one reason I stayed in so good with them, because when they come to my property, and I was discussing that, talking to them, I told them, I says, you guys are welcome here anytime. I offer to come into my house. You can come into my house if you want. I don't care. I says, you guys belong here. I understand that. Maybe that's something they put in my head. I don't know, but all I know is that's how I felt. I was glad to have them around. So anyway, it's part of the reason I've been, like Robin said, drawn into the Klan. I don't know. But I do know one thing. Whatever's in your head, they know it. That's the way it is. Like Sharon's sister, she had a pile of rocks she wanted moved. She had not said nothing to nobody. She went out thinking about it, and she went out the next day, and them rocks are all put up in a pile. Not exactly where she wanted them, but they were all moved. And then she had a garden out in front of her house. Well, I guess the front. It's on a hillside slide there, but in front of the front porch. She just thought about, boy, I'd like to have those. Whatever, I don't know what kind of flowers they were. She called them out, but she said she'd really like to have them around the side of the house. She's really thinking about that. Didn't say anything to anybody. In the middle of the night, the Foots took and moved that whole garden around in front of her kitchen where she wanted it. So, like I said, they lost a good friend. Foots really liked her and did a lot with her. And I don't know. I never got a lot of things out of Jan or out of her sister, how she felt. She just told me a lot of things going on. She never told me how she felt about them, but evidently she must have felt all right, because they wouldn't have done nothing for her. They know who likes them and who don't. And who cares about them. All right, I'm going to have to get off here. I'm running out of time. I thank you very much for being here, and hopefully I can get back with you as soon as possible. As soon as something happens, I'll get back with you. If you don't hear from me, ain't nothing happening. But I'll try to get back with you. Or if you send me some good comments, I might be able to comment on them. All right, thank you.